Hey, B-Day. All right, we're on to day two here of e-learning. So hopefully you've gotten that argumentative essay turned in. So once you've done that, let's move on and we're going to start a new unit. The new unit is called American Continuity, Conflict, and Change. So the main focus of this and what the essential question is going to be centered around is how does conflict drive change? And then we're also going to look at does change happen without conflict as well? And I think this is going to be good to kind of put in and actually be able to learn about some of those coronavirus changes that we've seen because it's not a conflict, and we've definitely seen some change over the last couple of weeks with the coronavirus that wasn't driven by change. So I think that this is a good topic and it's very applicable to what we're doing today. So what I'm going to need you guys to do today is we're just going to start with this worksheet here. Um, just like always, we're going to start out with the first question with our essential question is how does conflict drive change? So actually, you know what? Let's rewind for a second. I'm going to give you guys a second. I want you to, if you do not have the worksheet that's posted onto Canvas right underneath this video, pulled up, I want you to pause this video, pull that up, okay? Let's just walk through it together. So pause it, get it pulled up. Okay, now that you have it pulled up, let's look at it together. So that first question, how does conflict drive change? Okay, so I just want you to think about how different conflicts have driven change in United States history. Think about the changes that we saw with the economy during our economics unit with war and how much it changed not just our daily lives, but the economy itself. And then think about how that changes your daily life. Think about total war and how that changed the different aspects of life in the United States, and then think about like 9/11. Okay, that's a conflict, and how our lives were changed after that with how we get onto planes and how travel works and where our military has been focused for the last 20 years. So those are different things you can use to answer that question. And then the next three questions just kind of break that essential question down. So first, I just want you to define conflict. And then I want you to think about, can we have change without conflict? Okay. I would agree that yes. I mean, look at the coronavirus and all the different quarantines and stay-at-home orders and what we're doing right now, this online learning. I think that was change driven not by conflict, by a virus. And there's different things in life that we can't we see a lot of change just because of our daily life. Okay, so I want you to answer that question and then think about some other things that can drive change. So again, continuing with that same example of a viral outbreak that can change our daily lives. Think about something as simple as a new president in office that might change our direction. Think about environmental protections and trying to save different environmental things. Those can change our daily life as a whole. So I just want you to think about, and you can think of some of your own, what are some things that can drive change. And then there's a T-chart there, and it says motivations and challenges. So I want you to think about some different motivations for change. So continuing with that environmental protection thing, one of those motivations there is to save the planet and to ensure that we're not destroying things that don't really need to be destroyed, right? Or moving away from oil so that we're not reliant on oil because it's really bad for the environment, but also to focus more on renewable energy that doesn't go away, wind energy, electric power, solar power, right? Those are all things that can be motivations for change. And then some of the challenges for that stuff is, well, there's a lot of oil and it makes a lot of money, right? And so there's going to be a lot of industries pushing back on those changes. So I want you to, so that's kind of a motivation, and then there's some challenges with that as well. To put it in perspective from some of your life, maybe if I were captain of the wrestling team, and one of my motivations to change practice was so that we win more duels, okay? And some of the challenges to that are going to be time. and getting kids to buy in, and then it's difficult too, like putting in that extra work. That's really hard. So that's a challenge to that motivation there. So there's a bunch of different things. I just want you to think about what are some motivations for why people change, and then what are some challenges that they face when they're trying to make that change. And then the last part, there's that Aaron Huey TED Talk. That TED Talk, it talks a lot about the Pine Ridge Reservation and some of the atrocities that were seen in the late 19th century, early 20th century with the Lakota Nation and the Sioux Indians. Okay, so I want you, when you're watching that, I want you to go through those and answer those 4 questions that are underneath. Are there any truths to the Hugh video, and what else did you discover? What has been done to make the situation better? What else can be done to make the situation better? And what obstacles stand in the way? So I want you to think about how we can change and improve the things that are going on, especially now we want to focus, around the whole Lakota Nation, but specifically the Pine Ridge Reservation there, which he talks a lot about. This is a great video. Take your time, watch it, pause, take notes, and then I'm going to be on email all day if you have any questions at all. I might also have a conference call that you can get on and on Canvas and ask questions and interact with me as well. I'm thinking that might be a good way to get some of that interaction that we've been missing through this e-learning. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to email me and let me know what's going on. I'm here for you all day, every day through this e-learning process. So let's do it together. Appreciate it. Have a good day.